Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I am your never humble host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my beautiful co-host from South Canada, Quiet Michael.
Hey, it's me. Hi.
And coming in from the left coast, my best friend, Brain Damage. I don't know if the folks at home saw that, but what a great transition. And we are going to have some funny memes. But first, a patented, trademark, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of every single show. You know it. You love it. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, the... Well, it's been a weird day, man. The Catholics are sad because the Pope is dead. The Gazans are sad because Gaza. Hegseth, you remember Drunk Text Hegseth? Well, he's at it again, y'all. He actually texted battle plans to his wife. I mean, like, I don't even understand. He takes her to meetings. I'm like, dude, you shouldn't hire somebody who brings their wife to work. I mean, I'm not disparaging his wife. I'm sure she's the better half. I'm just saying. Woo. Anyway, Marco's in trouble. Hey, RFK Jr., every once in a while, the worm in his head, says something smart. He's announced his intent to phase out synthetic food dyes. And that sounds good to me. Happy Earth Day. Sounds pretty good. In other news that sounded good to me when I first heard it, Judge Boasberg
Come here, buddy.
found probable cause to hold Trump officials in criminal contempt, not civil contempt, criminal contempt, and is currently doing depositions and investigations to find out exactly the chain of command of who made those decisions and who needs to be held responsible for all the problems there. And I'm like, I know it, justice moves slow, but wow, that's amazing. See that criminal word there? Criminal? I love that word. That's a good word when it comes to this administration. So anyway, that made me kind of hopeful. I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens. Also, there are a dozen House Republicans who've been like yelling at Mike Johnson. They're just like, punk, we can't go back to our districts and win an election if you're cutting Medicaid. Get it together, buddy. Get it together. Can't cut Medicaid. So, a dozen Republicans have figured out that their citizens are more important than the president, and that's kind of fun. And I mean, Mike Johnson, come on. Do you think this guy can stand up to him? I don't think so. This guy looks like he caves to peer pressure in the first 5 seconds. That's just my thought. I don't know. Now, speaking of caving to pressure, one of the most amazing things here was that Murkowski, Senator Lisa Murkowski, Republican up there in Alaska, she just told everybody straight up, yeah, we're all afraid because retribution is real, and retribution is a bitch. She's like, yeah, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. And it's like, damn, Senator, okay, well, you're elected as a representative, and we don't care if you're scared. Stand up and work for us. Right. So, I was kind of happy she was scared. That's fun. Meanwhile, everybody's talking about J.D. Vance visiting the Pope, who died. And a lot of people are saying, did J.D. Vance kill the Pope? And, did he give him, some kind of lethal cooties or something? Was the CIA involved? What happened? I sent him an email this morning and I said, JD, I would like you to meet with Vladimir Putin just to test a theory. Well, I always like to wrap up the depressing news with a heartwarming animal story. And did you know that the colossal squid is the largest invertebrate and has the largest eyes of all animals? Plus, it's got tentacles with hooks. Look at these little bad boys. Here's his eye. I think it's kind of gross. It's in this person's hand. Somebody ripped a squid eye out, or the lens of a squid eye out, and it looks bigger than an Oreo. That's a big eye. Anyway, it's pretty big. And it's pretty cool. Nobody has really seen one of these in real life, in its habitat. But for size, here's a truck that's 7 meters long. So that doesn't help any of us gringos. A blue whale, 25 meters. And the colossal squid, they don't know. but they think it could be even bigger than a 25-meter blue whale.
Colossal squid was my nickname in college.
Yeah, well, a botched penis job will do that. The cool thing is they have actually caught footage, first time in the remote islands this week. Saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The colossal squid caught on tape in its habitat. And then here's
Getting caught on tape was how I got that nickname too.
Did you have hooked parts on your tentacles?
Piercings.
No, but he was definitely in his habitat.
Michael balls deep in his habitat with his band Colossal Squid. Misnomer, because I heard that the squid wasn't all that big. That has been the news for Facebook for the Blind for Earth Day, April 22nd, 2025. Now handing it off to my beautiful co-host, Quiet Michael, for a nice, probably average sized round one.
I just gotta ask. It sounded like you said that's the size of a truck, which does nothing for us gringos. It sounded like I don't know how that happened.
Because it was 7 meters. It was 7 meters, and only South Canadians even know what a meter is.
Okay.
All right, here comes my colossal squid-sized round one.
Hey!
Here we have I don't remember this person's name.
Ray Gun.
Ray Gun is listed under breakdancer in the same way that Katy Perry and company are listed under astronauts.
Dude, I saw this posted around, and it showed the Katy Perry showing a flower, showing a doll, being a twit, and it said same energy, and then it cut to her breakdancing in the Olympics.
Oh my God. Just rich people just shouldn't fucking talk.
No.
Yeah, I'm currently taking this one off of round 3 now.
So I love this one because it's a collaboration between two of our absolute closest friends of the show, Rad Dad and Trash Can Paul. Keeping it dad and then keeping it trashy. They're bringing it together. Here's a picture of an old man, old white guy, sunglasses, t-shirt, or not sunglasses, just regular glasses, t-shirt, wearing a ball cap. And it says, guess who woke up to 17 missed calls and 99 messages from their ex? Next picture, my ex. Oh, I love this Easter meme. Here's Jesus walking up on some fishermen. And Jesus says, you boys got any Advil? And they say, bro, we thought you died. Listen, there's a lot of Easter memes, all right? So y'all just understand that's going to happen this show. Trash Can Paul's back, keeping it nasty. Here we have a picture of Jesus on the cross, and it says, it's so over. And then it's a picture of Jesus stepping out of the tomb, and it says, we're so back. Oh, yeah, and the Pope died. Very, very, very sad about that. Pope Francis was absolute just global inspiration. So Hard Times News is reporting on it. The hardtimes.net, friend of the show, the Hard Times. Listen, if you're not following the Hard Times, you're not getting the hard times.
Why do you even have the internet?
How are you even getting any hard times? Moving on.
Yeah.
Hard Times is reporting that teens vaping behind the Vatican accidentally elect new pope. It's a white smoke joke there.
That's a good one. I like that.
All right, this will be my last meme for round one, keeping the whole in wholesome. And we have a picture of some soldiers. I think maybe Ukrainian soldiers. Anyway, they're packed into a Humvee, it looks like. It says that cat came to drink milk and fight, and he's all out of milk. And when you look a little closer, there is a fucking tough looking cat being held by one of the soldiers in the front seat.
Is he wearing Kevlar? I can't make it. Looks like he's wearing a jacket.
That cat's ready for war. But that's all I have for round one. Keeping it wholesome, kicking it over to brain damage.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, you have to stop sharing first.
Oh. You can interrupt his share.
Yeah, just interrupt my share.
It says allow. Oh, maybe. Okay. Let's try this. 8 years ago, my wife tweeted to me somebody named Tugboat that says, "Don't forget, it says it's 420 Eve. Remember to leave out milk and cookies for Snoop Dogg." Oh, and then here we got another take on it from Meme of the Day.
I think we need it. Oh. Why is
Think
my
we
screen
need
not
to-
updating? I'm sorry.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right.
How weird, man. I can't, but it's on my end somehow. Crazy.
I can see
All
it.
right. As long as the audience can see it, we're gonna say "fuck off, Eric."
Sorry.
Meme of the day. Here we have another fact of the day that says this Saturday night, 419. Yes, I know that Easter and 420 passed, but would it have made sense for me to do these memes last week? It would have been too early. So I'd rather be late than early. I'm Puerto Rican. Just sue me. Saturday, 419, we have a picture of Willie Nelson with his guitar, and it says, "Don't forget to leave out milk and brownies for Willie." So milk and cookies for Snoop, milk and brownies for Willie, okay?
Nice.
And then we got Talking Like Yoda because has a picture of Darth Vader when he's all burnt up without his helmet, except they have his head colored as like an Easter egg.
Huh.
And then we got It's Cajun Comedy has a cartoon of a bunny with an Easter basket, and he's passing an IHOP, and he goes, "Big deal, so do I."
For our listeners, I am shaking my head side to side in disappointment.
Burn These Memes has Happy Easter, and it has an Easter bunny chloroforming a kid, but they have Mike Tyson's face photoshopped over that Easter bunny. It says, "Sorry, kid, I'm the Easter bunny."
Oh, yeah.
The Easter bunny. Get it? The
Eat the bunny. Yes.
The Easter bunny.
That's a good
All
one.
right, there we got Black Wax Cafe has a picture of Forrest Grump and Lieutenant Dan, but Forrest Grump has an Easter basket with some eggs, and Lieutenant Dan's basket has no eggs, and he has a bunny ears on, and it says, "You ain't got no eggs, Lieutenant Dan. You ain't got no eggs." That's a play on legs. Anyways, Secret Nerd
Not
Base.
here.
Secret Nerd Base has a very disturbing photo of what looks to be, I don't know if these are supposed to be kids, but it's like a man and a lady sitting on some guy's lap that's wearing a Easter bunny costume, I guess. That mask is just absolutely horrific.
Yep.
And it says 1958, Easter bunny portraits become popular in the US. 1959, child psychologist's office are invented.
Those cannot be children.
Yeah, those can't. I don't know. This has to be AI.
Dude, children worked in mines back then.
Woo.
Clean, Funny, and Cute Animals has a cartoon of two chickens outside a barn, and one says to the other, "I'm worried about Junior. He's been hanging out with that no good rabbit, and now he's got full body tattoo." And as zoom in on the egg, it is an Easter egg. Full body tattoo.
That's
Thanks, SpudComics.com. I like full body tattoos. Just make sure you go with the plastic ones, because if you lose a boiled egg in your house, Eric, oh, it's going to be smelly, smelly 2 weeks later. Anyways,
yep.
dark, spooky, and macabre and something. And it just says Happy Easter, but it's a AI poster of Donnie Darko with that fucking alien rabbit in an Easter basket. And that's going to do it for me for the round one. I'm going to cut my Easter 420 memes in half, passing it off to you, Eric.
Oh, so barely prepared, but that's okay. I'm gonna do a couple of them and hand it right back to you, Michael, for the ostensibly wholesome round one of Facebook for the Blind.
Talk slower till your memes are
There we go. That's what
ready.
Here we have a post from friend of the show, Steve Rendell says, Musk is doing away with DMs at Twitter. Apparently, the women he sought to impregnate didn't show sufficient discretion.
Real quick, Eric, there's nothing behind you. It's just a void.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Yep. I'm in the void. What can I say? The void. It's been that kind of a day, to be honest with you. It's been that kind of a day.
Rock and roll.
Moving on. The other 98%. Huh?
Are we supposed?
Say what?
We're just listening to the memes, Brain.
Are you
Yeah.
not seeing these memes?
What do you
No,
think? What the
I
fuck do you
think I
think
see
I'm
one. I
telling
think
you?
I see Michael's screen. I don't know. I see a thing that says uncontrollable memes with some shoes. Is that your stuff,
Yeah,
Michael?
dude, I'm getting that one too. I don't know what that is.
You gotta share over his again.
Are you like oversharing? Did you
Katie
do
says
some
she
kind
sees
of,
the memes.
do I have to like now I can
I didn't share.
that's your thing. I was
Step up, step back, Eric.
It's you know what? I'm about to step up to the streets.
All right. How about now?
There we go.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Steve Rendell, says apparently those babes on Twitter were just not showing enough discretion to them. Don't know if you saw that nonsense about Elon trying to impregnate people. That was just creepy. That was just weird. It was just weird. Can you imagine getting that? Next up, we have the other 98%, and they've got 3 blonde fox women. Do you care which ones? No, because they all look alike. I can say that. Some of my best friends are blonde white women. It says, if you see a blonde white woman wearing a cross on Fox News, you know you're about to hear the most anti-Jesus shit you ever heard in your life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that is true. It's like, I don't know what to say. Radical Graffiti, who is currently in Istanbul, Turkey, posted this interesting piece of graffiti. I had to look at it quite a bit. It's a square root of 1, square root of 9, square root of 1, square root of 4. And I was like, what are these big math graffiti nerds in Turkey? I don't know what's happening. It says it translates to 1312. ACAB. Yeah, even in Turkey, ACAB. So I was pretty happy about that. Thought that was pretty
Could
cool.
also just be called in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. One more and then I'm out. Corey Ryan Forrester, Corey R. Forrester says, there's a decent chance that we all died of COVID and this is hell. Man, I'd like to offer that as a potential explanation. And with that, I'm going to wrap up my ostensibly wholesome round 1. Hand it back to you, Michael.
Cool. Was this the meme that everybody was seeing?
Yeah.
Maybe I just never stopped sharing. So like when Brain, anyway, moving on, Uncrustable Memes says, I bought these 6 months ago and my neighbor still thinks it's a dog shitting all over his porch and driveway. And it's shoes with dog print on the soles.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I think at the time I thought it was funny because he was shitting on his neighbor's porch.
Right.
But in hindsight, Natalie, a person on the internet, says McDonald's has the best Coke. Let's argue. Kathy says Mexico has the best Coke. Let's argue. Francisco Valtieri says Colombia has entered the chat. I loved this. Worgen at Funeral Pig. He says, shouting corner and behind while heating up a cup of noodles in the office break room. If you ever worked in a restaurant, you get that joke. Oh, I love this. This is a picture of Snoop Dogg in an Easter Bunny outfit and Willie Nelson in an Easter Bunny outfit. And they're sitting on I think this is the Teletubbies background. But anyway, it says when Easter fell on 420. And this is what we got. Oh, this is kind of a, what do you call it? Rip from the headlines here from The Onion. The Onion is reporting historians are saying that quibbling over the exact definition of a concentration camp is the sign of a healthy society.
Yep.
Zach Dose, friend of the show, Zach Dose. We just met, but honestly, he's our friend just for this one tweet. He says, hot ones, but instead of spicy chicken wings, it's progressively harder drugs.
I like it. I'd watch that. I would totally watch that.
Oh man, this one says it was WrestleMania weekend. In fact, WrestleMania weekend is wrapping up just tonight with the final episode of NXT. Not ever, but in Las Vegas.
Oh wow.
Says guys be like, I needed this, and it's just enjoying WrestleMania weekend. I think I literally said that this weekend. I was like, I needed this.
I need this. That's funny.
This says family says it's Easter. You have to come over and see the family. Me, and it's a picture of Roman Reigns who's grimacing and pointing at the sign that says WrestleMania. It was tough this year balancing the holiday with our day of like our holiest day of obligation, WrestleMania.
Right.
And this will be my last meme for round two, the second round.
Ooh, fancy.
This is a real moment that happened on Fox News with Lauren Berbert.
Lauren Robert.
And I'm just going to read the chyron to you. It says, Berbert, Wall Street is full of communists selling their stocks to hurt President Trump.
Jesus
That's right.
Christ.
You heard it at Fox first. Beware the Wall Street communists. She's so fucking stupid. And that's all I have for round two. Back to you, brain damage.
I bet you anything hundreds of people agreed with her, man. I'm
Like,
telling you.
yeah, they are a bunch of communists.
They're not bright.
Bunch of communists just wanting to make money, hurt Trump.
It's freaking silly.
All right. I feel dumb because I don't even know what the fuck any of that means. I'm just gonna go ahead and smile and wave.
That's my approach.
Here we've got Occasion Comedy has a cartoon of some Easter eggs riding some motorcycles with some shades on. And one of them says, ride or die. But the die is spelled D-Y-E.
Oh, man.
And the caption is, the Shells Angels.
Oh, my God.
The Shells Angels.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then here we have a picture. As you notice, this is from April 17th, 2020. And this cartoon has Jesus, and he's coming out of the cave, and it's crazy because he has a circle blocking a rectangle. But anyways, he's coming out, and there's a cop car pulling up with a mask, and he says, don't even think about it. Stay the fucking side. Stay the fucking side. That was 2020.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And then here, Brain Damage posted in 2022, and it's a picture of Sean Price, Jesus Price Superstar, and I said, I really wish Jesus Price has a resurrection too. R.I.P. Sean Price. And then I also posted, oh, I hate when this shit happens, and here we have Jesus coming out of the tomb again with the round covering the square. I don't know how that works, but Jesus just says, fucking lag! Took 3 days to respawn.
Oh.
That's a gamer joke. The Princess Bride Incorporated has a AI picture of the Easter Bunny, but he has a fuzzy afro, some mustaches, and a fencing knife. And he says, hello, my name is the Easter Bunny. Easter is coming. Prepare to die. You're right. Yeah, that's an Inigo Montoya joke.
Yup. Love it.
Hood Memes sings, Lee Pope wrote on Hood Memes, and he sings, roll, roll, roll my blunt, stingy with my weed. Take a puff, that's enough, pass it back to me. And Meme Moz has an AI picture of Jesus floating in the air, but the Ghostbusters, they have their proton packs out and they're zapping him. It says, he is risen. Get the trap! And then here we have Love to Laugh, and they have an AI picture of two bunnies, I guess. They kind of look like squirrels, but I guess they're bunnies. And it says, if you see a bunny laying little brown eggs, don't eat them. It's not chocolate. That's a shit joke. Cartoons and jokes. Here we have a family of potheads, and what we have here are some pots with trees growing out of them, but somebody put googly eyes and mouths and little bodies on them. Family of potheads. That was me and my family on Sunday. Okay. And then we're gonna close off with the white Stephen A. Smith with a news clipping of Ricky Williams' throwback to the greatest quote of all time. Ricky Williams blames pot for his failed drug test. I got high and forgot. I wasn't supposed to get high. I forgot that I wasn't supposed to get high.
Dude, that's like that Dave Chappelle joke. He's driving with his white friend, and the cops pull him over, and he's like, "I'm sorry, officer. I forgot smoking pot is illegal. I blame the marijuana." Jesus.
All right, get out of here. It worked too.
Fun stuff. Fun stuff. All right, getting into the ostensibly wholesome round 2. You know, we haven't made nearly enough jokes about Coachella. Reggie Watts, friend of the show, went to Coachella and he came back with a vibe check. He said all the vibes failed. He said it was confusing, impersonal, full of walking credit cards and brand activation zombies. Basically, he just said it was horrible, and he was calling for a return to Fest run by people who give a shit. So basically the opposite of whatever this wristband fever dream has become. So yay, Coachella is dead. Rest in peace. Speaking of people who are dead to me, Katy Perry, Kareem Jovian has breaking. Katy Perry may initiate legal action against Wendy's regarding their "Can we send her back" tweet. I love the people that run corporate social media. You know, they're like interns. You know what I mean? They're probably not even getting paid. And they're just like, oh, this would be good.
They're almost certainly MBA students.
Anyway, I love it. Wendy's chose not to apologize in the latest statement and said, "We just add a little spice." Well played, Wendy's intern. Friend of the show, Kurt, has posted this from Rick Archer. Says, for some reason, the most vocal Christians among us never mention the Beatitudes, Matthew 5, but often with tears in their eyes, they demand that the 10 Commandments be posted in public buildings. And of course, that's Moses, not Jesus. Haven't heard them demand that the Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes, be posted anywhere. Can you imagine you go into a courthouse and it says, "Blessed are the merciful," or "Blessed are the peacemakers," like in front of the Pentagon? That was from Kurt Vonnegut Jr. And I just wanted that because Michael and I have read the Beatitudes, and it didn't occur to me until I heard my friend Kurt Vonnegut say it. That, yeah, that is weird. Moving on. Still in the Easter spirit here.
I have a whole paper I've written about this.
Yeah.
Very Pauline, the loud ones. They don't talk a lot about what Jesus said, but go on.
They do love that. They like that whole eye for an eye. They like that Old Testament fire and brimstone, man. That's their jam. That other stuff, that hippie Jesus, that sounds woke.
Wait, listen, I'm going to take us pretty far afield with this comment, but they do stay in the New Testament. They just read almost exclusively Paul. And weirdly, Paul says nothing about the life and teachings of Jesus. Nothing. Wrote 2/3 of the New Testament, said nothing about the life and teachings of Jesus.
Fascinating.
Okay, please move on.
All right, good. Yeah, I always preferred Ringo to Paul anyway. Friend of the show, Jay Quo, has reposted. If you're not following Jay Quo, you're missing out. He writes the status quo. It's very goes KUO. He's got this post from Aaron Reichlin Melnick, who says, "This is outrageous. A Minnesota man was arrested and handcuffed at his workplace by ICE and thrown into detention. ICE had secretly revoked his visa without telling him, then arrested him for overstaying that visa. He wasn't even sent a notice telling him what happened." And Jay Quo has captioned it, "Abolish ICE." Yeah, so say we all. Abolish ICE. Didn't need it. Didn't need it before. Don't need it now. Does nothing but causes problems. Threw that in for a little South Canada flavor for you there, brother. Friend of the show, Lucy, has posted this, which is Royce Chamberlain. I think he's one of Elon's twinks that's going around and screwing up, all the computers and stuff. And he says, "I'm very excited and honored to announce that I have been appointed to the office of the Secretary of Defense at the DoD, helping to ensure our country is viewed as a force not to be reckoned with." That's a quote. A force not to be reckoned with. Lucy says, "This stupid people, the stupidity with these people is staggering. Mission accomplished, Royce. You're a bozo." Friend of the show, Walter Masterson, has this post, which is a 2-panel. I think this is from The Office. and we have the boss at the office who is standing on a rooftop. And usually you see this 2 panel and they're saying, jump, jump, Now he's labeled with the Democratic donkey, and he's telling, I don't know, leftists, stop dividing the left. And the response from the ground from the anarcho syndicalists is, you're not the left. It's like, yeah, stop dividing. Yeah, your establishment. Go kill yourself. Make room. Intersectional memes and feminist dreams. And if you're not following intersectional memes and feminist dreams, where are you getting your memes and dreams? Got this little conversation from Alice Dimitri. Says, when I'm listening to my own library and playlist, I feel like a powerful wizard. But when I'm trying to show my music taste to anyone else, it feels like I have a shame cone on. And Pizza Hats of the World, 1882, says, the only difference between a wizard hat and a dunce cap is the wide brim of privacy.
Damn.
No. I felt that in my wizard bones right there. My DJ wizard bones. About halfway through here. Yeah, a lot of Easter memes. A lot of Jesus. So many I'm not going to share them because I know you all have too many here. But pot-smoking atheists who love dogs. And if you're not following pot-smoking atheists who love dogs, you're missing out on a lot of good Jesus. Let me tell you. Basically, we got the picture of the Matthew McConaughey like hotboxing a cigarette with his eyes really open and tense, except he's Jesus. And he's saying, flood it again. Like that a lot. Memes will be hard for historians to figure out. And if you're not following memes, it will be hard for historians to figure out. You're missing out on some historically confusing memes. Here we have a picture of, I guess, what's supposed to be a town, but it just looks like palm trees in the middle of a desert. And it's a town in Arabic that's called the fuck. Fuck. My friend Mike has been playing with AI all week, and I was trying to find all the AI stuff that he sent me because there was just so much of it. But I think the one that I liked the most was this real life 3D King of the Hill. And there's Bobby, and there's Peggy, and there's Hank, and I just had to caption it. I don't know whether to laugh or vomit. But man, how accurate is that? You guys like the show? So freaking accurate.
This sort of looks like they're related to me.
Well, we're all connected through the AI now since it's ingested all.
I might have borrowed an RV from him once.
I have that belt. Two more. Brian Tyler Cohen, friend of the show. If you're not following BTC, you are missing out. It says, breaking. Christy Nome's bag was stolen at a restaurant with her passport, DHS access badge, makeup bag, blank checks, and $3,000 in cash. If you don't know, DHS is the Department of Homeland Security, where she is the secretary. So the head of security in America lost her purse with $3,000 cash in it. And Fear and Loathing Closer to the Edge said, we took it. And I'll tell you what, go to Fear and Loathing Closer to the Edge because they wrote up a whole page about it. So new friends of the show, Fear and Loathing Closer to the Edge. And my last meme for set 2 from Cursed Food, picture of beef Wellington and a picture of a corn dog, and says beef Wellington is just a corn dog from a different socioeconomic background. That's true, and I love them both. That has wrapped up my ostensibly unholy round 2.
All right, here we go, Eric. I'm going to go ahead and kick off round 3.
Nice.
The penultimate round.
Oh, yeah.
This meme coming to us from friend of the show, Satan.
Hey, hail Satan.
What's up, buddy? It's a picture of a protest sign, and it says, the wrong ice is melting. The wrong Amazon is burning.
Yeah. Oh, I'm posting that tomorrow morning just to piss off the straights.
The Onion's back, and more Pete Hegseth news. This is a direct quote from Pete Hegseth in The Onion. He says, there are no state secrets in a healthy relationship. So, should fucking jot that down or something. Oh my God. Somebody sent this to me, a friend of mine, Ray, friend of the show. You guys remember Ray? He used to do comedy down at the Pig.
Oh yeah, Ray. Yeah, I love Ray.
Yeah, yeah, he's great, man. He had this whole like 20 minutes on his stepdad that killed. Anyway, it says "You give me good vibes" is the page that it's from, and it says I keep saying it is what it is, but what even it is.
It's
It's
an excellent point.
a great point. South Dakota Department of Propaganda, friend of the show, South Dakota Department of Propaganda.
Oh yeah.
They have a picture of the Anheuser-Busch here factory, full operation, and it says, just a reminder, the release of white smoke from the Anheuser-Busch factory signals that a new Pete Hegseth has been selected.
Oh.
The Onion's back with more Pete
Hey.
Hegseth news. This time he's just looking fucking like he's coming off the end of a bender. And it says, unpopular Pete Hegseth forced to drink lunch alone.
Oh, snap.
Shithead Steve finally showed up. He's got a picture here of well, it's a bathroom, and next to the toilet we have the scrubber, we have extra toilet paper, we have a plunger. Then we have a plunger that's fastened to the bottom of a pogo stick, and Shithead says, for when it gets serious.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
And listen, I think that's all I have for the penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most, which is coming to you right now.
Oh.
Sassy seminary student, friend of the show, sassy seminary student says, new rule. I'm telling all boys who say men don't cry that they're committing a Christological heresy. And here we have a text conversation. The first guy says, I'm a man. I don't cry. The next guy says, Jesus wept. You're saying Jesus wasn't fully man? Huh? Interesting. Don't commit heresy out there, fellas. And that's all I have for round 3, the penultimate round, and my post with the most. That's it for me. Kicking it over to Brain Damage. Love you, boys, and I love you, George.
See you, Michael.
Good one. All right, let's kick off this round 3 with my lovely wife, Dan Lopez, posts
Hey,
the
Diane.
Rock Daddy Report. And here we have, it's a picture of a woman, and there's maybe a guy back there on a guitar or something, a car, there's a tree. She's in her yard, and under her dress is supposedly her child, maybe her son. You just see his imprint through the back of her dress, and it says, "Have kids," they said. "It'll be fun," they said. Yes. Yes. Very accurate. And Diane Lopez posts again. Bay Area Media Collective says Oakland potholes will change your radio station, unlock your doors, ash your blunt. I seen it knock a bitch's wig off too. uh, I'm sure many places in America can agree. Just you see how that one actually had some other location and somebody whited it out. I love how it's a yellow background, but they still use whiteout for that one and just typed Oakland over it. But let's move on. Let's move on. Here's a post from me back in 2022, and I posted first grade student. Mr. Ramos, Laura won't share the shovel. Hey, you guys are not supposed to be digging. Give me that shovel. And it says the shovel. And here we have just a dirty spoon. Just a dirty spoon. This was a true story. That's when I was working with cute little rich white people kindergartners in Alameda. Now I work with kids that throw chairs at me. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's fun from time to time. Anyways, seems to be a theme in this round that Diane Lopez posts again. And she puts, "Brain, the boy really be trying." And here we have a text that says, "Sergi, 10:51 a.m. Mom, can you pick me up early today? Okay? Because Snoop Dogg is in Call of Duty and I want to buy it." And here I put, at least he's honest. I would have went with the classic tummy ache. And she said, funny you mentioned that. And here we have 10:55 a.m. I'm sure Snoop Dogg will still be there when you get home. And 10:56 a.m. Yeah, but still, me tummy kind of hurts. Yeah, he tried. Give him some credit. And it's giving bitch delusional. Here we have a soda machine, and it said, and here we have an orange Fanta. Then the next soda has a picture of iced tea posted over it, and then the ice dispenser has a picture of Ice Cube dispenser over it, and then the next soda over here has a picture of Whitney Houston over it, and it says, okay, so iced tea and Ice Cube, but I'm confused about Whitney Houston. And here we have in the comments, lots of people were saying, Coke, 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 and you jackasses. No, it was, this dispenser has nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, I can't hit a high note. We'll move on.
That was pretty good.
Master Killer posted a picture of what looks to be maybe Sophia from the Golden Girls digging through the crates in her vinyl section, and she's going, "What the hell is my Wu-Tang? Dorothy, Dorothy, what the hell?" Okay, daily memes can't beat a bad dad joke, and it says, "My first time making brownies. How did I do?" And we see in the oven, there's just a bunch of E's that are cut out of brown construction paper. First time making brownies, Eric. How did I
Oh my
do?
God. That's punny. That's so punny.
Yeah, yeah. Comedy reels and clips. Here we have a cartoon from what looks to be what is that? Dan Piraro. I'm not sure what this is. I think so. Anyways, it's like a Fred Flintstone type of character with his orange thing with the polka dots, but he has the overcomb, the big blonde wig
Oh, I see.
overdue, and there's a volcano, and he's talking to the peoples, and he's saying, "I'm going to build a lava-proof wall around this village, and I'm going to make the volcano pay for it. It's gonna be the best wall." And Daily Feed post thinking back to when, quote unquote, a new hip joint meant someplace I wanted to go on a Friday night.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yep.
that means something different now. And 3 years ago, Diane Lopez, my beautiful wife, posted 107.9 in the mix. Dad jokes. Do they allow loud laughing in Hawaii or just aloha?
Oh,
I seen somebody actually do that joke at an open mic. I almost
oh
threw a
my
tomato at him.
God.
I didn't have a tomato, but I still almost threw it.
You should have. Yeah, totally. I agree.
All You Can Eat posts a picture of a bunch of mixed vegetables, and it says life is not like a box of chocolates. It's more like mixed vegetables with freezer bread. And then here we have Secret Nerd Base that has a picture of the Brady Bunch, but oh man, in the middle we don't have regular Alice. We have Alice Cooper
Oh,
with his
wow.
eyes all bloody. Yeah.
Great
And,
concert. Saw him in concert. Great performance.
and then all of a sudden Eric Alper has a picture of the real Brady Bunch with the regular Alice, and it says it's never explicitly explained how the Brady Bunch had access to Zoom in the 1970s. And this one's the last one for me from Red Squirrel, quickly becoming friend of the show, has a picture of two cats, one with a red bandana on its head and one with a black top hat with some eyes, and it says, "Oh, oh, sweet cat of mine, where do we go, meow?" I said, "Oh, where do we go, meow?" Okay, all right, I'm turning this off.
I gotta be honest.
Passing
I
it
gotta
off
ask,
to you.
not half as thrilled with the memes as I am with your singing of the memes, Brain. It makes my whole night. That's fantastic. All right, let's whip
I do
through
that
this.
just because I never get to go to karaoke and I'm a terrible singer.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Yes. Okay, singing memes. We'll do a
All
whole
right, we
episode.
got. Yeah, well, we might have to make you. Oh, there we go. Now,
Yeah.
now it's showing up.
So this was actually one of my posts with the most. I was pretty impressed with. This is a cartoon from Andy Singer called No Exit, and it's captioned, "How did we get here?" And it just shows a flow chart here from Ronald Reagan in the 1980s. He repeals the Fairness Doctrine, deregulates media, and then Rush Limbaugh shows up. And then that leads to Fox News, and Exxon pours tons of money into Fox News in the 90s. And then that pours out a bunch of bilge that becomes the Drudge Report. And then the Cato Institute and the Center for Foreign Policy and the Koch brothers throw a bunch of money in there. Then that goes into OAN and Alex Jones and InfoWars, and then that creates Steve Bannon, which then leads to Trump in the 20s. And now we have QAnon and Confederates and ninjas and people saying COVID is a hoax and climate change is a lie and stop the steal. Yeah, really. Like a lot of people commented on that. And then we all started adding other people that we thought were also pretty important to this process, but I'd never seen it all in one chart. And it was like, oh yeah, it's really just a handful of assholes. So any time travelers out there watching Zoom, just knock out any of these guys. That'd be great. That'd be great. If you go further back, that'd be fantastic. Moving on. Guillotines for a Better America, the group. And if you haven't joined the group Guillotines for a Better America, what are you doing to improve America? They just have this post that's a fake news story. It just says U.S. authorities deport another criminal to super prison in El Salvador, and it's Trump in a red, orange jumpsuit getting his head shaved. Like, wouldn't that be funny? Because turnabout is fair play. If we have another election. Stone Cold Jane Austen says, if Jesus sees his shadow tomorrow, there will be 6 more weeks of 420. I should always save the Jesus jokes for Michael because he groans the hardest. Post here in My Randomology says Pete Hegseth lasted 8.9 Scaramucci's, and that's longer than I thought he'd last, honestly. Scaramucci. Gotta love that name. This is just a Valentine's Day card with Elon and Donnie, like with their faces really close together inside a heart. It says, make America love again. Happy Valentine's Day. And I've been posting this on all my right-winger trolls pages, and I just say, your fascination with your 2 gay dads is weird. So, I don't know. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but this is in the group. A wild meme has appeared, and the poster says, I took a caffeine pill to focus on cleaning my bathroom and ended up sitting on the bathroom floor for an hour making a cube tip. And it's Q-tips, but they have been woven into a perfect cube. And I got to tell you what, you're lying if you don't want to touch this, because I want to touch that. I want to touch that so bad. All right, moving on. Halfway through the penultimate round. South Dakota Department of Propaganda, making their appearance in the show, says, was it wrong for scientists to create a pig-human hybrid embryo? And Sammy replies, no, but it was wrong to elect it as president. I like it. Friend of the show, comedian Keith Bergman, and if you are not following Keith Bergman, you are missing out, has this post from The Intellectualist that is a real news story covering Dr. Oz, who is in charge of Medicare, Medicaid, health stuff. The doctor who showed up on Oprah in scrubs, like he was at surgery when he's on TV. Anyway, Dr. Oz said, the uninsured don't have the right to health, but should be given a way of crawling back out of the abyss with 15-minute physicals provided by the government in a festival-like setting. Yeah. And Riley Jess says, what happened with your cancer? Oh, I got my festicle, so I'm fine now. And Keith says, bro, you sign up for your Coachella-noscopy yet? Then he's just got an act out here. Cotton candy, mammograms, candy apples, biopsies. Coachella-noscopy. You got your Coachella-noscopy? Keith Bergman. Very funny. Follow him. Friend of the show, Craig Smith. Craig, we love you, man. He's got this picture of a Pizza Hut, but it's clearly gone out of business and been rebranded as a Domino's. And it's captioned, wearing the skin of your enemy is wild. I think about this a lot. I've thought about this meme a lot. All right, got a couple more left here. We have Shaq, and he's given the timeout symbol. And it is a post from Danny Grover, who says, me being informed that sitting popes also died in 1914 and 1939. Yeah, that elicits an oof. Because it's like, now the fun part is that popes die all the time, and there's wars all the time, so don't make anything out of that. But anyway, moving on. This girl wins the internet and feminist news. She holds up a sign at a protest this weekend, says, I'm also 6'3" and 239 pounds. He looks about 5. And not to be outdone, one of the commenters posted this picture of God. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Job of the Hut. It says, I am 6'3" and weigh 239 pounds. Job of the Hut. Okay, terrible. That has wrapped up my penultimate round, leaving only my post with the most. Brain, what you got?
All right. I guess I found a lot of gold this week on my memories because I posted this one back on tax day 2022. And it says, it's nice to see all the people I used to cheat death with every weekend grow up to be such fine parents and adults. And this is way more true than it needs to be. What do you got for us, Eric?
Nice. Well, one of the big things that happened this week was that RFK was talking smack about people with autism, and the autistic community was not having it. They came back with all kinds of good stuff,
Nice.
including this post, which looks to be, from a Simpsons meme of some kind. And there's a guy putting his hands in the air, giving a shrug, and he says, "Can you imagine a world with an autistic majority population?" And then you see the guy across the table with him, and he's thinking about it and says, "Reliable transport, no delays." It's like a rainbow. Direct communication, no hidden meanings, more accommodating society. Pokemon. And that is how you would imagine a world with an autistic majority population. Guys, that was my post with the most, and brings to a close this episode of Facebook for the Blind for April 22nd, 2025. Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. We love you so much. Thank you all. Mwah.
Earth Day. Love you, Beverly.
Yep, love you, Beverly.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.